Shalom everyone. Adonai oz la'amo yiten, and with strength Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. Parashat Shoftim Tafshin Pei Daled. In Parashat Shoftim and in Parashat Ki Tetzeh, we have the concentration of the halachot of war in the Torah. It's in a year like this year, that is a year with an ongoing war that almost all of us have never experienced in our lives. A year like this, it is only worthwhile, only appropriate that we should dedicate at least a few minutes to studying the halachot of war in the Torah. We will do so this week, leading up to Parashat Shoftim, and also next week, Be'ezrat Hashem, leading up to Parashat Ki Tetzeh. The first thing that we have to say is that the whole idea that there are rules about war is an amazing chidush. It's something that the Torah of Hashem brought to the world. There were always wars, and it's sad, but we are still not in a time where there aren't any wars. But there were never laws about wars. The Torah of Hashem brought to the world the idea that there are rules how to handle wars, restrictions, what not to do in times of war. Today this exists in other cultures, but it is the Torah of Hashem that brought this to the world. And today we will focus on what is called Kohen Mashuach Milchama, a Kohen who has two missions. One of them is he goes with the soldiers as they near the battle. He encourages them, he gives them faith, he gives them strength. He quotes the pasuk that we say in our tefillah for Chayalei Tzahal, the pasuk that tells them that Hashem is with them, fighting with them against their enemies. He encourages the soldiers. The second mission, the second role of Kohen Mashuach Milchama is that there are a few people who are released, a few soldiers who don't go to the war. Someone is in the midst of getting married, someone who has built a home and has not yet finished it, who has planted a vineyard and has not yet completed that. They don't go to war. They are building something of life and they don't go to the war, which is a place of death. But this is only in what is called Milchemet Reshut and not in Milchemet Mitzvah. What does it mean, Milchemet Reshut? What is a war that is permissible, but we go to the war? That really needs to be looked into, but we don't have room for that, time for that in a short video like this. But there is a separation between Milchemet Reshut and Milchemet Mitzvah. In Milchemet Reshut, these people are released. In Milchemet Mitzvah, they are not released. Everyone goes to war. As the Mishnah in Masechet Sotah says, quoting from the prophet Yoel, everyone goes, afilu chatan mechedro v'chala michupata, even a groom and bride go to the war from their chuppah. Everyone has to go to war. But the issue is that not every situation is absolutely crystal clear. Is it Milchemet Reshut or Milchemet Mitzvah? Clearly, when we are attacked by the enemy like this year, going to war is a Milchemet Mitzvah. But the situation of most of the years of Medinat Israel, where we have Miluim and we have to do patrol on the borders and things like that, it is not absolutely clear that it is Milchemet Mitzvah. And this opens up a certain kind of skill where there are certain situations where it's clear that these people should be released from the war, certain situations where it's clear that everyone goes to war and no one is released, and there are situations where there is room for us to make decisions on our own who to release and who not to release. And I think this gives us a tremendous message for the reality in Medinat Israel today. I believe that everyone who is physically fit to be a soldier has to have military training and gain some military experience. And at a time of war, everyone has to go to war. It is absolutely unreasonable that the tremendous pressure of miluim, reserve duty that exists this year and will exist for the coming years, falls on such a small percentage of the society in Medinat Israel. Everyone has to be part of that. But during times that are more usual, not times of mamash war that is happening at this time, then there is room to make decisions. Some people do a longer service, some people may do a shorter service because of relevant reasons that have to do with values. And this can make a tremendous difference in Medinat Israel, and that is one message that I would like to take from the role of Kohen Mashuach Milchama to our times today. But I'd also like to give a tremendous Yishar Koach to the rabbinate of Tzahal. Since the time that Rav Ronsky, Zichrono Livracha, was the chief rabbi of Tzahal, the Rabbanut of Tzahal has become much more significant and meaningful for the soldiers than it was in the past. The Rabbanut also takes care of seeing to it that many things in Tzahal are functioning halachically and that regularly, and that is also very important. But especially in times of war, the Rabbanut has become amazingly important, and especially in this last year, the rabbis, the military rabbis, are with the chayalim. They go with the soldiers to the areas of the war. They're even there in the areas where there is a war. They give the response to so many different issues, I can't even detail them now. Another thing that the military Rabbanut does is it has a 24/7 answer, a phone number that you can call and get an answer from military rabbis about all kinds of questions. And they really are meaningful for the soldiers in so many different ways. And when I say 24/7, I mean it, because the Rabbanut HaTzva'it even gives answers on issues of Pikuach Nefesh on Shabbat. For all of these, here, let's hear a great call for the Rabbanut HaTzva'it today. Yishar Koach. Shabbat Shalom.